I've got some inside info about GLP-1 compounds, and I'm going to tell you everything I know. So I'm Tiffany, I'm a physician assistant, but I'm also a GLP-1 advocate. So I help people get access to GLP-1s that can't get them through traditional insurance because I think they're important and life-saving. So if you are in that boat, please go to my profile, click on the link in my profile, and there are going to be some links in there to help you get access to these meds. Okay, so for a period of time, GLP-1s, the brand name medication, were on a severe shortage. While that shortage was going on, the FDA allowed compounders to compound these medications even though they were protected by patent law. So the patent law generally says that nobody can copy these medicines, but because they were on such severe shortage, it was allowed. So compounding allowed lots of people to get access to these medications that weren't going to be able to have access before, because at the time, only about 10% of people had access to GLP-1s through their insurance company anyway. So all these people got access to GLP-1s through compounding pharmacies and realized how amazing and life-changing these drugs were. Then let's fast forward, all of a sudden, the FDA decides that compounded meds need to go away because they say that the branded meds were no longer in a shortage, and so they should be protected by their original patents. So after a few court cases, it has been ruled that both Semaglutide and Tirzepatide can both no longer be compounded in their pure forms, or it will be in violation of patent law. The courts set two separate dates and made it so that compounding pharmacies could no longer produce these medications beyond that date. Now, what medicine has already been produced is still okay to distribute after the date, but you just can't produce any more of it in its pure form. Now, several different companies thought, okay, we'll work around this, and instead of just doing the pure form of semaglutide or tirzepatide, we'll just mix it with B12, or we'll mix it with glycine and make it a different compound, and we'll get away with it that way. And what has happened is those companies are now being sued by Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk, which is the makers of the brand name medications. They are arguing that that is not true personalized compounding. And so lots of companies are under lawsuits right now because they still say that they are violating patent laws. Now, there were very few companies that thought ahead and actually mass produced either one of these compounds, but a couple companies saw the writing on the wall, and they actually made a huge stock of the pure medications in order to continue to be able to distribute them after the deadline. So when I affiliated with Orderly to try to help my patients get continued access, that was one of the things that I liked, is that they had the foresight to think about this, and they went ahead and they had compounded a huge stock of medications because this was going to happen. Now, moving forward, we know that just mixing semaglutide or tirzepatide with B12 or glycine is not going to be okay. You have to prove that you have a personal, highly personal compound that is made tailored to each patient. So there is only a very small amount of companies that are set up going forward to be able to provide this service for patients, to be able to keep them in their compounded medications. And Orderly is one of those companies. They have a plan to start highly personalized medications that starts in August. Now, until August, they still have the stock of the original medications they're still allowed to distribute, but of course that stock is going to run out at some point. That only makes sense. So they will continue to distribute it until it is gone. But then after it's gone, their plan is to start a highly personalized medication compounding. I am deeply concerned about patients' access to these medications. I do think there will be lots of different lawsuits. I think some of these other companies are probably just banking on that these lawsuits will be tied up in court for a long time and not be settled. But at the end of the day, I think you need to choose wisely, make sure that you go with a provider that has a plan, because still to this day, only 15 to 20% of people actually have access to branded medications. So that is unfortunate because these meds are life-saving and life-changing. So if you are struggling, if you're losing access to medicine, then I feel very confident when talking with Orderly that they are going to be able to get you taken care of. So if you need their information, there is a link in my bio in which you can find out more about their personalized medicine plans that are coming soon, but I know that they do still have stock of the pure medications that they are going to continue to distribute until those run out. So let me know what your questions are in the comments. I have gotten some of this information straight from the folks at Orderly, and I'm excited about the plan that they have because I really think it's going to help people keep their medications.